happy Monday. Let's find a nice comfy seat. And we'll settle in. Let our body feel into its space this evening. Feel the way that our body is naturally respirating and see if we want to tweak or adjust that. There's this little peaceful village that has been peaceful for a long time. And it has been guarded by a very dedicated group of guards people for a long time to maintain that peace. That tranquility of life. Give ourselves about 30 more seconds here. When it feels appropriate for you, we'll allow the eyes to open if they are closed, and we'll receive some light. Let's plant our right hand wherever that feels most comfortable. So palm down, and just take the left hand to the left hip and follow that left shoulder into a nice little twist. Feel the body rotating here. And we'll relax our way back to neutral. And as you relax back to neutral, think about the right shoulder setting in balance with the left. And let's do the same thing with the second side. So left hand plants, right hand to the hip, and we'll just follow that into the twist. Just feeling the spine's ability to rotate here. Really keeping the shoulder girdle kind of interbalanced. Eventually, we'll relax our way back to neutral. We'll make sure that the left shoulder settles here. And let's walk our way out into a little forward fold. So whatever seat you have, we're just taking our torso forward and we're just appreciating the way that the lumbar is receiving some fold without any hamstring limitation, or potentially without hamstring limitations. You could have the legs extended. And we'll just give ourselves 15 more seconds here. And when it feels appropriate, we'll bring ourselves back towards vertical. Let's extend our legs straight out in front of us. So we build a staff foundation, and then we're gonna bend the left knee so that the bottom of the left foot can plant on the mat. Plant your left hand and bring your right tricep over to your left thigh. And again, we're gonna follow that left shoulder into our twist. Just feeling that shoulder integration. Noticing how the lumbar works through this torsion energy. And then we'll relax our way back to neutral and extend our left leg. As the left leg extends, let's follow that forward into a little forward fold. Remember, you can bend the knees here. The posterior chain doesn't feel like it's ready to give forward momentum. Let's bend the knees a little bit. Last 15 seconds here. Just letting the body relax enough that we can feel some forward momentum, and then we'll bring ourselves back towards vertical. Bend our right knee so the bottom of the right foot can come on the mat. Put the right hand behind us, left tricep to right thigh, and we'll follow that right shoulder into a little twist. Really allowing the spine to work into rotation here. Feeling the shoulders stay integrated. And then we'll relax back to neutral. Extend our right leg and follow that forward into a fold. So this group of guards people was led by this general type person. He was very rigid, organized, and directive. And the way that they ensured that the village they were in charge of guarding stayed safe was they each had a post. They would line up next to one another and they would gaze out into the horizon, and they would have a very specific area of the horizon that they were each determined and directed to focus on. If anything happened within that specific area of the grid, they were to notify the commander. Last 15 seconds here. And when it feels appropriate, let's bring ourselves back towards staff, and we'll transition to hands and knees tabletop. So as we get our way into tabletop, let's lay our fingers out nice and wide. Really connect with how the mat is meeting our hands. And think about becoming more energetic in the way you are meeting the mat, so that the weight is not dumping into the heels and the hands, but we're actively planting here. We're actively engaging with the mat. We're feeling the strength across the shoulder girdle. Let's keep that awareness as we exhale out, round the middle of the back, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. And then inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the chin. And let's just work through a couple of these articulations ourselves. Exhaling and bowing the back, tucking the tailbone, tucking the chin, inhaling, lifting the chin, lifting the tailbone, dropping the belly. Just working through your extension and your flexion energy of your spine, trying to find additional potential space from what we've crafted in our twists. And while we're moving, thinking about the engagement and the strength and the awareness that we have in our hands to help build the foundation of this shape. Give ourselves just about 20 more seconds here. As we explore our extension and our flexion articulations. And when it feels appropriate for you, let's bring our spine back to neutral and then just sink our way into child's pose. And as you settle your way back into child's pose, pay attention to what the lumbar spine is doing, what the vertebrae making up the lumbar are doing. See if there's a way that you can engage the abdominals so that we build more space in between the vertebrae that make up the lumbar. Just give ourselves 10 more seconds in. And when it feels appropriate, let's pull our way forward to hands and knees, tabletop. From tabletop, we'll curl our toes, lift our seat, roll our way back into down dog. Really get space here in the spine. Maybe you pedal the calves out a bit. Certainly we think about what we're doing to get the weight back into the hips to load the spine with length. And then when it feels appropriate for you, let's walk our way to the front of the mat. And we'll inhale into half lift. Nice, neutral, flat spine. And then exhale our way back into fold. Let's drift our way up, rolling towards mountain. Eventually bringing your hands together, heart center. We'll delicately slide our left foot straight back into lunge, keeping the hands at heart center. And just get your weight distribution balance between the front and back foot. Think about how much pressure we need to get into the back leg to balance the weight distribution. And then maintain that idea of balanced weight distribution as you ground your left heel. And we roll the legs open. We can keep the hands at heart center, but we roll the legs open into a warrior two alignment. And then just think about where your torso is sitting. What do you need to do to balance out the hip girdle and get the spine running straight up and down? And then let's just keep the hands at heart center, spin the left heel up and come right back towards this modified crescent. Pay attention to how the weight distribution has changed, where the weight distribution might have shifted, and see if you can rebalance that before we slide the left foot forward. And refine mountain. And we'll do the same thing to the second side. We're gonna slide that right foot straight back. We just land and we think about our weight distribution. We think about the balance between the front and back foot and how we can maintain that stability. And we'll ground the right heel. We keep the torso vertical. We keep the hips open. Keep the breathing fluid. And then we'll spin the right heel up and we'll come right back into this little modified crescent. Weight distribution stays equivalent between the front and back foot. And then we'll slide that right foot forward. Think about the toe mound balance between the toe mounds and heel weight distribution equivalency. And then let's slide that left foot straight back once again. And we're just gonna ground the left heel and we're gonna roll to this warrior two leg alignment. Take our hands to our hips and we're gonna think about kind of pouring a teapot back here. So we're gonna pour that left elbow straight back. Like you're trying to just use that as a spout to pour water right at the base of the heel. Want to keep the shoulders nice and open. And then we'll come back to neutral. And we're gonna do the same thing to the front side. So this time we're gonna head to kind of pour to the middle toe. So Think about the right elbow being your spout here. And we're just pouring straight down to that right toe. Looking for a little lateral line expansion. Big full breath. And then we'll come up to neutral. Think about the spine getting vertical. Bring the hands to heart center. Let's spin the left heel up. We'll feel the equivalency in the front and back foot weight distribution, then step the left foot forward. And we land. When it feels appropriate, we're gonna move on to side two. Right foot slides straight back. We ground the right heel. We think about the leg setup kind of as our primary piece. Then the hands come to the hips. We're taking the right elbow back, thinking about pouring, if we were pouring straight out of the right elbow as a spout right down onto the right heel. Thinking about that lateral capacity for expansion. Breathing is essential here to get this expansiveness. We'll bring ourselves back up to neutral. And then we're headed towards that middle toe. Left elbow goes forward. We think about the left elbow as a spout pouring straight down to the middle of the foot. Think about the way that you're breathing as we're tilting here. Eventually, when it feels appropriate for you, we come back to neutral. We bring our hands to heart center. We lift the right heel as we spin towards the front of the mat. We think about the equivalency of the weight distribution, and then we step our right foot forward. Sweep the arms up and overhead. And exhale through forward fold. Inhale into half lift. And exhale back into fold. Plant your hands. We'll walk your way back into down dog. Shift your weight back into your hips, and let's come down to hands and knees. Tabletop, we'll flip the tops of the feet and sink our way back into child's pose. If you land in child's pose initially, just think about what you can do to relax, to soften, and to anchor the weight back into the hips. So the guards people that looked after this village took their role so seriously that they trained themselves to sleep standing up, and they would sleep in shifts, 10 minutes at a time. And it would be every other person in the line would get to sleep. There would be a 10-minute change every night, and you'd go back. And that way there was never more than 10 minutes where an area of space was not covered. When it feels appropriate for you, we're gonna take our left hand over to the left edge of our mat. Maybe the middle finger reaches to the, lines up with the edge of the mat. Maybe you go all the way off, but towards that left edge. And then the right hand is gonna come on top of that. Really essential here as the right hand plants on top of the left, that as you breathe, you feel the lateral edge of your body on the right side receive that expansiveness of every inhale respiration. And if there are points of your breath that feel catchy or skippy, see if you can smooth that out as you continue to cycle through your inhale and exhale. Sides of your breath. And continue to anchor back into that right glute. We'll give ourselves just about 10 more seconds on this first side. And when it feels appropriate, let's come back to neutral. And we'll pull ourselves forward to hands and knees tabletop. As you get forward into hands and knees tabletop, once again, think about the activity in the hands, like you're meeting the mat, not like you're just finding the mat, like you're actively working to meet it. And then let's sink back into child's pose once again. Right hand goes to the right side of the mat. Left hand will come on top of that. And we'll draw our respiration into the left side of the body so that every time you inhale, you feel that expansiveness pushing out against the lateral edge. Trying, as we cycle through our breath, trying to smooth out every single cycle. We'll give ourselves 10 more seconds here. When it feels appropriate for you, let's bring ourselves back to neutral. And we'll pull ourselves forward once again. As you come forward, think about meeting the mat. Think about actively greeting the mat with the hands. Curl your toes, lift your seat, and roll your way back into down dog. Drive the energy back into your hips. And let's walk to the front of the mat. We'll inhale into half lift. Exhale back into fold. As you fold, think about the lumbar expanding, then drift your awareness to your sacrum. Let's roll ourselves up vertebrae by vertebrae, making our way eventually, with no rush to make that true, but eventually into mountain. And bringing our hands together at heart center. Let's slide our left foot straight back into lunge. We'll ground our left heel. We'll open ourselves into two. And then let's take our arms out into two this time so that we get the full expression of warrior two. And then take your hands behind you. And here, we're gonna bring the thumbs and the index fingers together if that's appropriate for you. If that's not, then we can just take the hands to the sides of the hips. But if you can have the thumbs and the index fingers together, creating that little diamond, we have the palms facing away from us. And then we're gonna tilt ourselves forward like we're trying to pour. Now use your shoulder as the spout. The elbow should be on the lateral edge, on the outside edge of the knee. And then we're gonna lift ourselves back and blossom back into two. And as you expand the arms, think about smoothing into that front quad, trying to get the femur to run parallel with the floor. And then we're gonna let the left hand drop to the left thigh. And we'll start to slide that left hand down. And as the right hand comes up, turn the palm so that it faces towards the space behind you. But instead of letting that hand come past neutral, go straight to neutral and reach and extend up. Like you're trying to push the right hand to or through the ceiling or sky. And then we'll come back into warrior two. And now we should have a lot of space. Think about really taking that and making it yours. And then left heel spins up. We'll find full version of crescent. Try to find the equivalency in the feet. Drop the hands and we'll step to the front of the mat. And we just breathe here. We're just at ease here. And we're gonna do the same thing to the second side. So right foot slides straight back. Right heel grounds. We set the legs. We're rolling to two. Fully experiencing the shape. thinking about the width here. And then we'll bring our hands behind us if that is acceptable for you. If not, go to the hips. And we're gonna tilt, like the shoulder is the spout, pouring straight into the middle of the left foot, that middle toe. And really feeling our body breathe here. When you feel ready, we'll come back up and re-blossom. Full 2. Right hand comes to the right thigh. We'll start to slide that right hand down. As the left hand comes up, we turn the palm, but we don't go past neutral. We get to that neutral point and we extend straight up, like we're trying to pull space between the shoulders. We breathe into the lateral edge of the body. And when it feels appropriate for you, we come back to 2. We feel the width, we feel the expansiveness. Right heel spins up, we find full version of crescent. We think about the balanced weight distribution between the front and back foot. We can drop the hands, step to the front of the mat. As you step to the front of the mat, think about how the torso feels. See if you can feel space in the torso. Sweep the arms up and overhead. And then exhale through forward fold. Inhale into half lift. And exhale back into fold. Plant your hands, we'll walk our way back into down dog. Settle into your down dog. Experience the space in the spine. And eventually we'll come down to hands and knees, flip the tops of the feet. And once again, we're headed right back into child's pose. So we get into this child's pose. Try to feel how gravity, that gravitational force load is pressing you down. And as gravity's pressing down on the back side of your torso, see if you can maintain that elongation that you've created here. Breathe into that space. Try to, with every inhale, feel the space between the vertebrae. And so the leader of this group of guards people is very, very rigid. And there is no room for error here. And that is a thing that is just constantly preached to this group, is that their duty is so important that any lapse, that any error is going to cost them the entire village. And so there are lots of rules, there are lots of regulations, and the village people know that they are not to interfere with these guards people at all. We'll give ourselves just 20 more seconds here. Just again, as gravity pushes on the back of your torso, draw those inhale breaths in and try to be as expansive from sacrum to crown of head as you can with each breath. And then when it feels appropriate, let's pull ourselves forward to hands and knees tabletop. As we get to hands and knees tabletop, we'll splay our fingers out wide. We'll engage with our mat. We'll feel that strength. And then let's make sure we have our ball handy, and we're just gonna curl our toes, lift our seat, and roll our way into down dog. And then let's walk to the front of the mat. And at the front of the mat, we're gonna, while we're still in our fold, grab our ball and just place that underneath the arch of the left foot, and then we'll bring ourselves, sweep or roll up into now what is a modified mountain with a ball. Goal here is going to be to really work on some plantar fascial tissue. We're gonna start by rolling across the arch, working on that transverse arch from your medial edge to the lateral edge, and really experiencing how the foot molds around this prop, and then how, as the prop works its way across the arch, how the plantar fascial tissue is responding to the different pressure points. And really focused here on the front of the arch. I probably could have been a little bit more clear there, but really think about the soft tissue just behind the toe mound. We're just sailing is the wrong word, right? But traveling across this ball with the foot. It may be an intense experience. Let's go one more time, and in each direction, or two more full motions will probably be a better way to describe that. And then we are going to work just in front of the calcaneus bone. So we're going to take the ball to the back side of the foot, and all of this tissue that is wide at the toe mound triangulates down and connects at the calcaneus bone here. And we're going to put the ball right in that spot. And then instead of like working across, we're just going to grind the heel back and forth here. Just grinding that heel. This can be exceptionally intense for some of us. A lot of us have some pretty dysfunctional, stiff, unable to mobilize calcaneus bones. The ideal capacity here is that this bone has some lateral give, but a lot of us, just based on the footwear that we wear, end up with a rigid heel here that has no lateral give. And so we're looking here, we're working here, this is true work, to break up some of that tissue and just allow for a little bit more space. Maybe two more full motions. And when you feel appropriate, we'll release. Just bring yourself into mountain. Bring the hands to heart center. And just feel all the way down into the feet, how the feet are connecting with the mat. See if you can splay the toes out on both feet and notice the difference. Maybe you notice a difference. See if you can notice a difference. And then when it feels like you're ready, we'll move over to side two. So we'll start at the front side of the foot, just behind the toe mound, working across that arch and really taking our foot from full traversal of this ball prop. The more of our body weight we allow ourselves to get into this, the more impact we can make. At the same time, we're all gonna have a tolerance to discomfort, right? And so, similarly to how we did some shoulder work in yesterday's recharge practice, the goal here is for this temporary discomfort to become prolonged alleviation of discomfort in the future. So we're going through this challenge in the moment so that our future selves can have less physical discomfort to work through. Last 30 seconds here on this second side. Really play into those areas that feel like they need the most attention. And then we'll release the ball from the toe mound and we'll move back towards that base of the arch at the heel, at the calcaneus bone. And we'll more like we're grinding here the heel, or just in front of the heel across this ball. Like there was a little very tiny oil fire on the ground and we just have to keep pressure on it to make sure it goes out. Again, this spot may be particularly hot for you. It may be particularly sensitive. If that is true, you have a lot of ability to lighten the load. The more engagement we can get here without putting ourselves into too much discomfort, the more future benefit we can pull from this very brief time, this very brief moment of discomfort, but undeniably discomfort. Give ourselves just 15 more seconds here on this second side heel. And when you feel like you've had enough, you can set that ball to the side. And we just bring ourselves back in a mountain. Make sure you have 2 fist distance between the feet. Splay the toes out wide. Think about engaging the feet into the mat in the way we've been engaging the hands into the mat, like it is an active space. And feel how alive the feet are here. And then from that aliveness, let's sweep the arms up and overhead. And exhale through forward fold. Let your body go here. Inhale into half lift. Give the elongation of the spine. Exhale back into fold. Plant your hands. We'll walk our way into down dog. Pedal this out a bit. And then let's walk back to the front of the mat. And we'll inhale into half lift. Exhale back into fold. Let the whole posterior chain elongate. Drift your awareness to your sacrum. We'll roll ourselves up vertebrae by vertebrae. Bring your hands together, heart center. Slide your left foot straight back into lunge. All right, now we may have a little bit more awareness in our feet here. So let's think about feeling that weight distribution balance. And then we're gonna ground our left heel, but we're gonna keep our hips pointed straight forward. So we end up with Warrior One alignment, and then we'll sweep our way to Warrior One. And then smooth your way into that front quad. And then let's take our hands behind us. Again, you can make that diamond, index finger, and thumbs palms away from you if that feels good, or you can go to the lateral edge of the hips. And then we're gonna roll our shoulders back and lift our chin. And continue to smooth into that front quad. And then we'll bring our head back to neutral, sweep the arms to full expression, drop the hands, and step to the front of the mat. And just feel, again, alive as you feel your feet into the mat. And then let's do the same thing. Side two. Right foot slides straight back. We feel that energy. Then we'll ground our right heel. Sweep to warrior one. Feel the strength here. Then drop your hands, maybe making that diamond or maybe going to the sides of the body. And then we roll the shoulders back, lift the chin and smooth towards that left quad. Readjust the head, sweep the arms, drop the hands and step to the front of the mat. Sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale through forward fold. Inhale into half lift. Exhale back into fold. Plant your hands. We'll walk our way to down dog. Come down to hands and knees. Tabletop, flip the tops of the feet. And sink your way back into child's pose. One particularly beautiful day, this group of young kids from the village are playing tag, and they're getting further and further away from the village. And they're just having an amazing time chasing one another. And they get up to the guard station, and the guards are all lined up and they're all looking out at their spots. But the kids are having fun. And they start darting through the guard line as they're playing tag. And they're laughing, and they're pushing each other and rolling on the ground. And then the leader of this guard group, the general, snaps. And he breaks away from the line and he starts berating these little kids. And these little kids go from this joyous, happy state to just instantly petrified. And they start running back into town, and the guard's shouting at them as they run away. And then he turns back and he snaps back into place and he stares out at his section of the grid. When it feels appropriate for you, as it feels appropriate for you, let's pull ourselves forward, 2 hands and knees tabletop. We'll extend our legs straight out in front of us. And we're gonna follow that leg extension into one last seated forward fold. Just finding our way into this expansiveness. Give ourselves about 50 more seconds here. One more big full inhale and full releasing exhale into every last available space before we walk ourselves back up in a seat, and we'll lower ourselves onto our spine. Just coming onto your spine in a way that allows you to appreciate the work we've done in the body thus far. Give ourselves about 30 seconds here just to really find our way into noticing what we've done, and how your body's speaking and communicating with you. When it feels appropriate for you, let's bring our knees into a bent position if they're not already there, so the kneecaps can point towards the ceiling. Make sure your feet are roughly 2 fist distance apart, and then let's start to add a little dynamic sway, a little lateral sway for the knees. So after that day, the kids never once went up towards the guard tower. No matter how much fun they were having, they were always aware of what was up there, and they always stopped long before they could get within shouting range. But that wasn't true for everybody. There were 3 couples who had wrapped up an early dinner, and they were dead set on seeing the sunset. And the very best place to see the sunset was up by the guard tower, because they had the entire view of the horizon. And so these 3 couples walked up one night or one evening, and the next time the knees fall over to the left, let's let them stay there. And this particular night, the sunset was beyond spectacular. And they were just watching as the sun was disappearing behind the horizon, and they kept getting closer and closer to the guards. And then eventually the sun was like getting low, and it was kind of hidden behind the guard's shoulders. So they tried to get up so that they could look over the guard's shoulders at this line of guards, right? And they're being very quiet, they're being very respectful. Last 15 seconds here on this first side. When it feels appropriate for you, let's bring our knees back to neutral. And then we'll let the knees fall over to the second side, the right side. But they were also holding these little drinks. And one of them they became so awestruck by this sunset that their hand relaxed and the drink fell out. And one of the guards looked down to see what had made this noise. And the general snapped. And he yelled at these 3 couples, and he got in their face and he started pushing them down the hill. He started berating them, telling them that, they're the only reason they have the luxury to look at this sunset is because all of these people at this guard station are keeping them safe. And so these 3 couples, they rushed back down the hill. And a few days later, in the general's square on the grid that they look at, the thing that everyone had feared seeing the most was seen on the horizon. This very fast approaching dust cloud, which in the general's eyes could mean one thing: An invading force was quickly approaching. When it feels appropriate for you, we'll bring our knees back to neutral. So the knees come back to neutral. Just ask yourself if there's anything that you want, if there's anything you need, if there's anything that you could benefit from prior to Shavasana. If there is, let's offer that to ourselves now. If you have everything you want, if you have everything you need, then let's just find our way into a shape where we can appreciate some stillness. And so with this approaching army in the distance, this general calls out this battle cry, and the entirety of this guard force rush down from their post towards this invading army to meet them before they have the opportunity to impact this little village. Just find our version of stillness here. And the guards people arrive at this swift approaching cloud of dust. They realize it's just a group of wild horses. And they turn back and head back towards the village, expecting that the villagers will greet them in appreciation of the bravery they've shown. But when they get back to the village, everyone's gone. It's a ghost town. We'll start to bring some movement to our fingers and our toes. To our wrists and our ankles. To our elbows and our knees. Our shoulders and our hips. Our neck, our head, our jaw, our eyes, our tongue. Eventually, the entirety of our body will move, and we'll utilize that movement to transition our way back to a seat. And in the seated space, spine gets tall, breath gets fluid, eyes close. And so as these guards people look through this town, this deserted town, they piece together that these people were not taken. They left by choice. And they left because they wanted to get away from them. With your next inhale, bring our hands together, heart center, if they're not already there. Over the course of the next 7 days, can you remind yourself that a shield held too high may be able to protect the horizon, but it also has the ability to crush those it was meant to keep safe, and see how that impacts your experience. Thank you so much for being a part of this evening's practice and for being you. Namaste.